someone earned $100,000 in 2005. They were rich in 2026. They're anxious. You didn't get worse at life. The definition of rich changed. Before we begin, I need to clarify something important. The face you see in these videos and the voice you hear, those are not unique anymore. Anyone can use them. You'll see them on many channels. But the original creator is me. I was inactive on YouTube for a while, and during that time, many channels appeared claiming originality. I'm back now. And from here on, this channel is the original source of these ideas and videos. Don't get confused by copies elsewhere. Let's continue. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because it takes a lot of hard work to find an interesting topic and make video on it. After a video completes, you can drop your comment which topic you want next. Now let's start. If you're watching this, chances are you've felt it. That weird tension between doing everything right and still feeling like you're falling behind. Maybe you got the promotion, maybe you're earning more than your parents ever did, but somehow you're not relaxed, you're not comfortable. And late at night, there's this question that keeps coming back. Am I falling behind? Here's what nobody's telling you. You're not crazy. And you're not failing. Something fundamental shifted in the last 20 years, and most people haven't noticed yet. So let's talk about it. Let me start with a story. Sarah is 34. She's a marketing manager in Austin, Texas. She makes $95,000 a year. By every historical measure, she should feel successful, comfortable, secure. Instead, she feels poor, not struggling to eat poor, but anxious poor, can't relax poor, one dash medical dash emergency dash away dash from dash disaster poor. And here's the thing that messes with her head. Her Instagram feed is full of people who seem to have it all figured out. Friends buying second homes, colleagues taking month-long trips to Bali, people her age retiring early, posting from beaches with their laptops. She knows intellectually that social media isn't real life, but emotionally, it doesn't matter. Because every single day, she's bombarded with a message. Everyone else is winning, and you're falling behind. This is what I call comparison inflation. And it's not just in Sarah's head. Back in 2005, you compared yourself to your neighbors, your co-workers, maybe your college friends at the reunion. That was it. Your reference group was small, limited, manageable. In 2026, you're comparing yourself to everyone, everywhere, all the time. You see a 25-year-old crypto investor driving a Lambo, a lifestyle influencer showing off a closet bigger than your apartment, a dropshipper claiming they made 6 figures in 6 months. Your brain doesn't process these as statistical outliers or carefully curated lies. Your brain processes them as, this is normal now. This is what success looks like. And I don't have it. The technical term for this is lifestyle creep in expectations. What used to be extraordinary is now the baseline. What used to be rich is now just existing. And here, that's the really twisted part. Even the stuff that's supposed to make you feel successful doesn't work anymore. You get the promotion you wanted? Cool. But now you're comparing yourself to the VP. You buy a nice car? Great. But you saw someone younger with a better one on TikTok last week. The goalpost isn't just moving. It's accelerating away from you. And nobody is talking about how this is rewiring our entire psychology around money and success. Okay, so let's go deeper, because this isn't just about feelings. The actual rules of the game have changed, and most people missed it. Let's rewind to 1995. Being rich meant something specific. It meant a stable job with benefits, a house you could actually afford, savings in the bank, maybe a pension waiting for you at the end. That was the deal. You worked hard, you followed the formula, you got stability. That was wealth. Fast forward to 2026. Let's look at what rich actually requires now. First, time control. The ability to say no to things you don't want to do. The ability to take a Wednesday off without checking Slack every 15 minutes. The ability to not live in constant fear of being fired or becoming irrelevant. Second, income flexibility. One income stream isn't enough anymore. You need side hustles, passive income, multiple revenue sources. Because everyone knows that full-time employment is one restructuring away from disappearing. Third, optional work. This is the big one. Rich used to mean you worked and got rewarded. Now, rich means you could stop working and be fine. That's the new bar. And here is the brutal truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Most people making $100,000, $150,000, even $200,000 a year don't have any of these three things. They have high income, but they don't have control. Think about it. A doctor making $300,000 a year sounds rich, right? But if she stops working, the money stops immediately. She's trading time for dollars at a higher rate, but she's still trapped in the same structure. Meanwhile, someone making $80,000 a year from rental properties, they have control, they have time. They can walk away and the money keeps coming. So who's actually richer? This is the silent rule change. Somewhere between 2005 and 2026, wealth stopped being about how much you make and started being about how much control you have. But here's the problem. Nobody announced this change. There was no memo, no updated guidebook. Everyone's still playing by the old rules, wondering why they feel like they're losing. Your parents told you, get a good job, work hard, save money. That was the path. In 2026, that path leads to a $100,000 salary, $2,000 a month. Rent, $800, car payment, $400. Student loans, $300, health insurance, $200. Phone and internet, $150 subscriptions you forgot you had, and at the end of the month, you've got maybe $1,000 left. If nothing breaks, if nobody gets sick, if your car doesn't need new tires, you're making six figures and living paycheck to paycheck, not because you're irresponsible, but because the math changed and nobody updated the formula. So let's talk about what's really happening. Because there's a divide forming in America right now, and it's not the one people think. It's not Democrat versus Republican. It's not young versus old. It's not even rich versus poor in the traditional sense. It's control versus no control. There are two types of people emerging. Type 1, high income, zero control. These are people making great salaries, six figures, sometimes multiple six figures. But every dollar is spoken for before it arrives. Mortgage, daycare, car payments, insurance, debt. They're running fast on a treadmill that speeds up every year. They look successful on paper, on LinkedIn, at the reunion. But privately, they're terrified. One layoff away from catastrophe. One medical emergency from bankruptcy. Type 2, lower income, high leverage. These people might make less per year, but they figured out the new game. They own assets that generate money while they sleep. They've built systems that don't require their constant presence. They have time, they have options. They can say no. And here's what makes this so invisible. Social media hides this reality. Think about what you see online. You see the person with the high income showing off, the fancy dinners, the luxury car, the expensive vacation. That signals wealth, right? But you don't see the credit card debt behind it, the anxiety, the fact that they can't quit their job they hate because they lose everything in 3 months. Meanwhile, the person with actual control, they're not posting, they're not flexing. They're living quietly, comfortably, with freedom that's invisible on Instagram. This is why social media is so psychologically damaging around money. It's showing you the wrong indicators. It's teaching you to chase the appearance of wealth while ignoring actual wealth. Let me give you a real example. I know two people, both in their early 40s. Person A, software engineer, makes $180,000 a year, drives a Tesla, lives in a beautiful house in the suburbs, takes nice vacations, posts about them constantly. Person B, freelance writer, makes $75,000 a year, drives a used Honda, lives in a modest apartment. You'd never know they exist on social media. Person A has $8,000 in savings and $60,000 in debt. If they lost their job, they'd be in crisis within 60 days. Person B has $400,000 in index funds and owns 3 rental properties. They could stop working tomorrow and maintain their lifestyle indefinitely. Who's rich? According to society, according to appearances, according to what we've been taught to recognize as success. Person, according to the actual new definition of wealth, control, flexibility, freedom. Person B, and it's not even close. This is the wealth divide that's forming, and the scary part. Most people are on the wrong side of it and don't even know. So here's where we are. You're not late to anything. You're not broken. You didn't fail. But you are playing a game that changed rules without telling you. And continuing to play by the old rules is guaranteed frustration. So what do? First, stop comparing income. Income is not wealth anymore. Control is wealth. Time is wealth. Options are wealth. If someone's making $300,000 but can't take a month off without financial panic, they're not rich. They're expensive to maintain. Second, recognize that the old plan doesn't work. I'm not saying get good grades and work hard is bad advice, but it's incomplete. It gets you to high income with zero control. You need the second part. Convert income into assets that work without you. Third, understand that you're not competing with everyone on the internet. You're not in a race with the 22-year-old crypto bro or the influencer selling courses. Those are outliers, often built on debt and delusion. Your only competition is, are you more in control of your time this year than last year? Fourth, build asymmetric bets. This is the real secret. You need things in your life where the upside is unlimited, but the downside is capped. Starting a side business. Worst case, you lose some evenings and weekends. Best case, it replaces your income. That's asymmetric. Buying stuff to impress people. That's the opposite. Guaranteed loss. No upside. And finally, opt out of the performance. Stop trying to look successful. Start trying to be free. These are not the same thing. One costs money. One makes money. The definition of rich changed. Quietly. Completely. And most people are still chasing the old definition. Wondering why they feel poor despite doing everything right. You're not behind. You just need to learn the new game. And now you know what it is. If this changed how you think about money, drop a comment. And once again, I want to recall you guys that Original One is back in the market. So stop trusting on fake ones. The next era economics and your Alex Hopper is back. And these videos take more time than they look. If you appreciate that effort and want to be part of this community, you're welcome to subscribe. And if you know someone stuck in the high income, zero control trap, send this to them. They need to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.